Can I ask a question? No.
Yes, absolutely. But hold on. Before the recording, we just went through Canva.com. Okay, Canva.com. We've created a logo. We've rendered it as a PNG file because a PNG file is a vector file that will keep the integrity of the. Hold on, DK. That will keep the integrity of the trademark as displayed. You better forever remember what font you used. And if I were you and I was slow as shit, because Raymond is so slow, believe me, I look smart. I'm not that smart. I'm like so dumb and so lazy, but I'm smart enough to make my laziness and dumbness, if I forget, so simple that it always works. And that takes a high degree of intelligence. Example, if you were to make, hold on, your trademark.
What?
Hey, mute out. Please. Thank you.
So I have. I'll wait till you're done.
Look, so here's the deal. So if you are like Raymond, who's dumb as a rock, make sure that you make it something like Times New Roman or something like that. No worry. I'll do it. Does that make sense? Something generic. Yeah. Because all you're trying to capture is that the name is displayed with a TM. So it doesn't have to be like, example. Anybody? Okay. It doesn't have to be all like that. Does that make sense? It just doesn't. Okay. All right. Now we can talk consistent presentation of the TM. This is correct. And if you're dumb as a rock, Times New Roman. If you're dumb as a rock. Raymond is dumb as a rock.
Can I ask now?
Yes. And then we got DK, and then we got freaking Gator with Amish.
Okay, so I know you need to do the transparent background. Now, before we even got into all of this, I done did the transparent background for the PNG.
Wait.
Now most people don't know that I do t-shirts and stuff already. So I have a program. Once I put it into Canva, I moved it to the other program that I used because I can, sort it out, print it out from there and do what I got to do and put it on the shirt. But the PNG, it doesn't cross over correctly. At least on
that program?
I don't know if right.
Hey, be advised. Hey, be advised. It does on Teespring. It does on Squarespace. Hey, guess what else it does? On Canva for a t-shirt. Amazing. Hey, Canva makes t-shirts.
Okay, I mean, I had the PNG file, but I also converted it into an SVG file too.
Hey, it does in Mexican sweatshops when they make my shirts. This is true. I got them done in Mexico.
Look at this.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
Little kid is doing this. Look. In that sweatshop. All right. I couldn't read that last one. Tuba, can you read me that last one?
Yeah, no, that's right. No, I'll ask that question after DK. DK, you want to ask your question?
Yeah, the question is on the TM symbol. The circle, correct me if I'm wrong, but the circle around it means it's certified through the U.S. Patent Trademark Office, correct?
No.
Okay, I thought I read that somewhere.
The R symbol is when it is certified through the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
Okay, but you can have the TM without the circle too, though, right?
Exactly. That's why I said I prefer, but it doesn't have to be. And
I just want to make sure I did mine right. That's what I'm curious about. Okay, good. Okay, thanks.
Good stuff.
It's a preference. So Gator's question, I think, was around he made the font. Is that correct, Gator? Is that what you're going to ask?
Yeah, I sent you the logo on Telegram Tupo, if you look in your Telegram messages, you'll see what I'm talking about. I made my own font. I made the logo. I made the everything with pencil.
Amazing. Yeah, and that works. Now, okay, so why does Raymond say he's dumb as a rock and so on and so forth? It's because most of the documents are going to be of a generic font. Can we agree to that?
Correct.
Kill screen, because now we got to go dark. Amazing. All right, now we got to get serious. So, don't make me blush, Tupo. I'll look like a plum. So here's my deal. Very simple, very direct to the point. TM doesn't need a circle. R within the circle is registered trademark. You cannot use that unless you get it cleared by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. How do we get it cleared by the United States Patent and Trademark Office? You must create a logo or a brand mark of a trademark and then put it on a shirt, and that's what you give to them. Most of the kickbacks is because people are too dumb to put it on an item and show it's for sale. Now you will not make that mistake. You've learned 100% how to do it like a lawyer would right now. Does that make sense?
Any
Yes.
questions around that?
So you need 5 different people to buy 5 shirts, or
That's
Five.
right, or 5
No.
debit cards.
An
Excuse me?
item each, not 5 in total.
No,
It-
it's 5 in total.
Yeah, 5 in total, but not from one buyer each, not from
Right.
each buyer. Yeah.
From 5. Okay, so 1 from 5 people. That's what you need to create. I cannot read
cash
that.
sales
I'm
and
sorry,
receipts.
guys. I told
Yeah,
you guys I'm
The
dumb.
number of the transactions doesn't matter. It's that it's from 5 individual different people.
At minimum, and then you could get a federal protection.
okay, so how do
And
we
be
achieve-
advised, where are we, hold on, where for federal protections? That includes in New Zealand and in Australia and in England. This is the same. These are the same rules, okay? Where do we need to put our item in order to get those federal protections?
online?
Online.
That's right, online. And why do we put it online? I think I've mentioned this, but let's see if you remember.
International.
International reasonable expectancy to expand into interstate commerce creates a federal, and federal will always have jurisdiction or original jurisdiction
Right.
over international cases also.
Right.
Because in between nation states is still interstate. Amazing. So with that being said, we just learned how to do a fucking trademark, where to go, to get it done easy, why easy, how to display a specimen, even up for federal analysis. B, talk to me.
I was just going to ask about cash sales and receipts.
Invoices and receipts come from the websites.
Website.
You will have the digital data.
No, I know, but I'm saying like we can't do cash sales.
Can you do cash apps? Yes, if you type
No,
for sure.
cash sales.
In real life and expect
Yeah.
it to expand globally.
No,
That will
I'm
be
saying
local.
like I'm saying, okay, even if I had a store, right, I would be able to take credit, debit transactions, and
Local
cash
or
transactions.
online. Local or
You're right.
online.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So we're using the internet as a bullhorn for the reasonable expectancy to expand our mark globally. But if we did it at a mom and pop store, you will only get local protections. You will not get federal protections. Make sense?
Got you. Yep.
Thank you.
As long as you can, it's like just basic bookkeeping. As long as you can show your transactions is linked to your store or your product, then however you do it is however you do it. You just have to show and prove it.
I have a question. What if you have like 3 people buy 4 t-shirts each? Doesn't that
No,
the standard?
follow my prescription.
Okay.
5 bodies will give you enough traction. And it's about launching the trademark when new. Because when you're new, they don't expect you to do a Nike type of deal. They just need to know that you are launching. And it is per year. No sporadic sales. This is correct. And no like 300 t-shirts to one buyer. That's still considered sporadic. Here's another way.
I think iPhone 3 has a question.
Here's okay. Okay, I need 30 seconds, not because I have to piss this time. For the record and on the record. I'm going to show them something.
I just told my husband to take off his shirt. He's wearing one of my shirts. So my logo, my trademark isn't on the front. That's the front. It's on the back. And it is.
All right, I'm back. iPhone 3, ask the question. And then I'll show my specimen over here.
Very good, very good.
I gave his top back now.
Okay. I guess
It's a
iPhone 3
family
does
show.
not have
It's a family show.
I guess iPhone 3 does not have the question. All right, so here we go. Who that? That's Tupo. All right, man.
Yeah, too.
That's my gym.
He's frozen.
Yeah, he just froze. Where's he gone? There you go. You're back. No. Okay.
I think he's frozen. Yo, look at his face.
Sorry. I won't blow it up again. I won't pin you. Sorry.
All right, so right, we see international expansion, so you can actually have it in the USA without a sale, right? The Gambit, right?
That's great.
By expanding it onto fighters for advertisement. Does that make sense? Now, if
That's
some of
what
you
I
are
do.
into box cars and NASCARs or some shit like that, in which they are conducting the commercial act. For example, where I was fighting was a venue. They did sell ticket sales, and they said so it was a commercial venue, and we were doing gladiatorium. Does that make sense?
So look for sponsorships.
Yep.
And we do here in Tupo, and we do provide that avenue. And sponsorships could be whatever the donation is in order to get the patch on the shorts. Does that make sense?
Great. Great. Yeah.
We just had somebody in Australia secure her branding in a Mexican fight.
And we sent the pictures, right?
That's right.
And was he wearing the shorts during the fight that you could see in that
He
Coliseum?
was. Yeah.
There you go.
That was awesome.
There you go. So this is not a game. People are putting their lives on the line. Soccer bopping. And you get promotions. So did their trademark recently expand to Mexico? Tupa.
Yeah, sure did.
And it was on TV, right? And on the internet and on all that. There you
Correct.
go. That. brings notoriety to your brand. Any questions?
Why do we use the USTPO and not the WIPO?
Why would you use the USPTO and not the WIPO? Okay, here's the deal. First off, you won't be able to get into the WIPO unless you go through the USPTO first. And then all the WIPO does, the World Intellectual Property Organization, all it does is secure it in another nation state with federal registration. So you have to pay for each nation state. Now, given the fact that most people here are under an English common law type of rule, we already have common law acknowledgements. And all WIPO does is register for common law acknowledgements. Now, the better question is what is the difference between registered and unregistered trademark protections?
That's what I was just going to ask you next, was the common law versus the registration. Yeah.
And there we go. And we can do that right now. Tupo, unregistered trademark. Can we pull it up? Wikipedia.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna give you the short. The common law trademarks are protected still under statute, but what it needs is a statute that acknowledges the common law practice plus case law. Whereas a registered trademark automatically allows for custom agents to stick guns in people's mouths, rob their laptops, seize the assets. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but if you register with the USTPO, you don't have to wait the 9 or 12 months, right? Because it takes them to process it that long. You can use it, after 30 or 60 days, you can claim that you have a registered trademark. Is that true or not?
No, this is not true. And here's the other thing. Okay, and so 15 U.S.C. 1125, I'm not going to allow Maya to go unacknowledged. Thank you. Those are the common law protections, especially under D. Now, here's the deal. The registered trademarks. You know how you'll have FBI running around and snatching up people's shit because it's a Fed case if you trademark infringe or copyright infringe?
Yeah, they love that shit. Yeah.
Right, they do, but that takes a registration for that to happen. Now, when it's unregistered, you're gonna need suit, but you don't have to wait the 9 months, and you can still be compensated accordingly. Does that make sense?
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So registered trademark comes with more of a hammer, but unregistered trademark is for those who don't have the 9 months, yet they're still trying to get out of a situation.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and what's the category you register under UST?
And now we go into classifications like class 35 and so on and so on.
Right.
Okay, and so that's what it is. Kill screen.
Ooh. Kill recording too, right?
Yeah, kill recording. So now that we've established the specimens and any other criteria of whatever we couldn't put on recording, it's only for your minds only. You will never be able to traffic the portions of the trade secret that are vital. We will now talk about the implications of establishing the trademark and why we do it with a cease and desist. So I said it's a mallet, but it's the fastest slow mallet that when it bangs like doors mallet. Okay. Yes, they do, EB. They do if you're a trademark bully, and we'll get to that. Tupo, can you pull up trademark bully real quick? But I just need you to open the screen and then remind me to get back to it. Thank you, Killer. If you think typing is a fast way to distract me into answering your question before I finish my sentence, you guys are doing good. Because I'm like a cat looking at multiple yarn balls. Now, so here's the deal. The cease and desist. We now have a trademark to stuff onto the cease and desist. Does that make sense? You can't ask anybody to cease and desist without a specimen of the asset, or at least the representation of the brand. And we usually just use the representation of the brand to communicate in our cease and desist. And then by the exhibits, Exhibit A, attached to the contract, we put our brand. Exhibit B, how they infringed, and I'll leave it there as loose language. And then Exhibit C, we'll get into Exhibit C another day. Why mention it then? Because then I'll have to turn the camera back off. And now I look like I'm stuttering every 2 seconds. And so, digital. So, we now know how to make an asset. Cease and desist. That's what we're going to ask them to cease and desist on an asset that actually exists. The cease and desist comes as a licensing agreement. We're going to give them the right to use it according to the terms and conditions. Those terms and conditions are drafted in a certain way. Read the cease and desist tonight while you're taking a shit. It's a good place where nobody's bothering you. That way, if they knock, taking a shit, and then they'll leave. Like, oh yeah, they're shitting. So read it on your phones or something. Don't look at YouTube. Cease and desist. And so, as you read the cease and desist, you will see that it sets the usage of that trademark to avert civil suit. And then you come into an agreement which acts as alternative dispute resolution. The fact that they continue to use that trademark creates a willful infringement, which also binds them as a non-signatory because they continue to use the asset. Let me give an example of usage of asset. Anybody here got a PayPal debit card? And have you read the terms and conditions of your PayPal debit card?
Hell no.
Okay. Well, if you do have a PayPal debit card, it says in its terms and conditions that if you don't want to go to arbitration, do not activate this card. That means don't continue to use it. And by continually using it, you are now bound without signing a document to the terms and conditions of its usage. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So by using it, you're waiving the arbitration.
That's right. It's called assumption under binding of a non-signatory, which means your action is your consent.
I've seen other credit card contracts where it says you waive your right to a jury trial by a jury of your peers too.
That's right, and no signature needed. That's right. You see? And so Raymond is just doing what the banksters do. I used to sit in a four-corner room staring at candles, watching how the banksters do it.
Smart ass banksters.
Just read their agreement. Just read their agreements. Reverse engineer what the hell they're saying. Amazing. Google's a motherfucker. Trained Raymond. So if they continually use, and your terms and conditions say, then you agree that you willfully infringe and also agree to the statutory maximum as relief for the value of my trademark, for taking my future ability to expand and making it your own. Yeah, you can put that in a contract and fuck them up. Amazing. How do I know? Because I've enforced that language. It exists in the instrument I gave. But your cease and desist must always have a license to use it. under those criteria. And it also must have an arbitration clause on the face of the instrument, meaning, and if we have a problem, then you agree to go to the American Arbitration Association under R32 of the commercial whatever arbitration rules and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it says it in your contract. That's why when you're taking the shit tonight. I hope you have bubble guts and you're in there for a while so you can read the entire thing. Thank you.
The 2 million was in the Allen versus Cooper, or was in that? In
No,
the
Allen versus Cooper 2020 only clarified that under willful infringement.
Okay, so
Keep
that
it to
was
a copyright.
The state is
11/17.
doomed. The state is doomed. The state is doomed. That's what
So
under a willful infringement. Hold on. The state is doomed, and that if they are doomed and they didn't stop as prescribed by state law or federal law, then guess what else? There is the part 2 of why they're doomed. So willful infringement and not enough adequate state remedy because the law said don't do it, and so they did.
So does the 2 million come from the 15 USC 1117? Am I saying it correctly? I'm trying to commit
Which
it
is
to memory.
written as a term and condition inside of the terms and conditions of that licensing agreement. I thought of this before you asked the question, and that is correct. Make sense? So
Raymond,
if the law says I can get a maximum of 2 million per willful infringement, that means per document that they so it can go 2 million, 4 million, 3 million. How many times did they use my name is the next logical question. That's right. And I'm trying to monetize all of it. Any cockroach
Does that
would survive,
include email?
any cockroach that would survive a nuclear holocaust, insert Raymond there.
Does that include on email? Like in per correspondence, I guess, on that subject?
As long as they were getting paid to infringe, it's a transaction. Alhamdulillah, coming from a Christian. Make sense?
haram.
It's haram. This is true. It's haram. So does that make sense, guys?
Yes, yes, it does.
All right, cool. We start free flow now 8 minutes early because I think we had a compact class of kick ass. Let's go. So let's kill screen so we can keep